how are you using or have used, and of course technology keeps evolving.
Correct.
And I think now we are talking of artificial intelligence. Do you see technology being the driving force behind, and what have you done to use technology to effectively, see, as a lender or as a telecom provider or a utility provider, of course, if I've given a service, I want my money back.
Absolutely.
At the same time, there will always be certain consumers who may want to misuse the system, but there will be a lot of genuine consumers who may be facing some difficulty.
Correct.
So how are you using technology to sift the good from the bad?
So see, as you rightly pointed out, it is not that everybody wants to default, right? There is a variety of consumers that are there. Some simply forget, right? They don't remember the dates, or the process is not convenient. They are having a auto debit on a certain account, but the money comes into certain other account. So there are a lot of these consumer challenges that are there. There is a second type of a customer which is probably little bit stressed on his cash flow. It could be an employee getting his delayed salary. It could be a self-employed person getting delayed payments from his customers. So they are not defaulters. They are just late payers, I would put it that way. Then there is the hard customer or the defaulter. I wouldn't call them a genuine defaulter. Sometimes it is driven by some past, some background which they may have. They may have faced losses and things like that. And then there are people who want to obviously misuse the system, right? Take the money and not return it back. So we've ensured that we develop a platform which caters to all of these. The bulk of the customers fall in the first and second category, which is they don't really want to default, right? They've taken the money, they want to pay back, because now with credit rating agencies, your credit score gets impacted. So it's not that you can, hide from the system. If you have not paid one bank, you cannot get a loan from anybody in the industry. So we've ensured that we put the customer at the center of it. The bank, NBFC or any financial institution or a energy company or a telecom company which needs to get this money back also has its own challenges, right? It's a disparate process. Core banking systems, the way they were envisaged, never thought about this problem. See, this, I call it as the tail of the problem, right? So it is like you lend, you first acquire a customer, you engage with him, you want to lend to him, and once you have lent to him, you want to ensure that you have got your capital back. Now, this last part has largely remained, not in focus so far. Post-COVID, things have changed in a big way because we had no choice. We had to sit at home and recover the money. So technology had to come. And that's where, we also started moving very fast. And technology has evolved, right? From a time where you wanted to, where you would send reminders over email, over bulk emails, and you would treat it as spam, to the point where we have brought it that we actually engage with the customer at the forefront. It's very easy to make payments these days, though I understand the risk of some, fraud happening while you're clicking on links. But largely, it is very convenient to pay, and the advent of UPI. So this has completely changed the landscape. So if I look at the technology landscape, at a very early stage, our intent in the platform is to reach to the customer digitally. Okay, you may be surprised, even the rural customer is comfortable now. They all have a UPI app through which they can pay, right? Whether it is Bheem or any private player app, they are able to now use and pay. So we want to bring everybody inside the ecosystem. You have a EMI, you are reminded. Okay. If you have missed the EMI, we make it very convenient. Nobody will call you. Nobody will bother you. You can just click on the link and pay. And if you have still not paid, you are delayed, we first make effective use of technology. So IVRs and voice bots, which is digitally reaching out to the customer. Obviously, when you are talking to a human voice, or there is a human at the back end, you have a natural stress. Okay, boss, recovery hone wala hai, and things like that. When you are talking to a bot or a digital bot, at least that fear is gone, because now you are talking to a machine And all you have to do is see, all the bank or the financial institution needs to know is, if you are going to pay, when are you going to pay? Okay, and if you have intent of not to pay, inform us. We'll work out a better solution. We'll either settle or we figure out some way to correct this situation. So all the bank needs or the financial institution needs is a feedback from the customer, either the payment or a feedback. Okay, what do you want to do next? And with all this intimidation, people try to avoid either the collection agent or the calls that come from the contact centers. So what we do is, at an early stage, we digitally reach out to the customer, give him the convenience of paying at his convenient time through his convenient platform, whether it is SMS, email, WhatsApp, IVR, voice bot, a link by UPI. He can choose at his convenience to pay through the platform of his choice. Okay, so we use a cliche over here: right customer, right platform at the right time. Okay, so we even monitor the customer's behavior more from when it is convenient for him to pay. Next time, we will only bother him at that particular time by sending the reminder. I mentioned bother because we do based on the risk profiling. This is where we effectively use technology. So we use AI to come up with risk profiles. So based on a consumer's past patterns, behaviors, his credit scores, his demographics, we come up with a risk profiling and we remind the customer. So a high risk customer obviously is reminded more than a low risk customer who's going to naturally pay. So obviously we give this technology platform to the bank. On behalf of the bank, the platform or us would reach out to the customer. So it's always, and it is well regulated, secured, no data moves out, all those checks and balances. There is no choice now. It is, very highly regulated. RBI mandates a lot of these things. So we come under all those mandates that are required.
Sure.